What's good, everybody? Ulfhednar back at it again, and today I'll be bringing you one of the best melee builds for the first season in New World PvP because the meta has been shook with since the changes. Straight to business, we are running a medium, a weight load with a hatchet and sword and shield. Baseline for that for me is 200 constitution, especially for the increased armor in here. We get 150 dex for the dodges, cost 10 stamina. Our dodges overall 30 stamina, and we have a lot of stamina on hit. I will show you later. Rest of the points going to strength because it's the main scaling attribute for both weapons, and dexterity is a secondary, so it goes perfectly hand in hand. When it comes to weapon masteries for Hatchet, there are a couple ways to go about it. Since the Defy Death got nerfed, it is still good to use. The heal isn't that crazy. It's something under with 3000 or something like that, unless you run Divine on Amulet, which we are. Now we got full Berserk tree here. We ditched this passive here as it only applies to heavy attack, and Fortify got changed. It only affects armor now, which lost a lot of value. We still run enraged strikes even though it's abilities and heavy attacks. We use it only for abilities, and then I still have accumulated power here. And power still, comes in handy. We took this frenzied perch instead of the passive in here. This goes very well against all those mage builds, all those fire stabs in OPR. So that's amazing. Now, social distance is the one that gives you iframe, and you can disengage from a big clump when someone is in your big clump, mass PvP, you're in there, hell door. This is also amazing against Gravity Well. Gravity Well is flying at you, you wait 1 second after the root to disappear, and then you use this, and you're free from the Bruiser combo, for example. We get the speed here. If there is a debuff on the target, there will always be a debuff because we got Infected Throw, which applies disease and weaken. Weaken is very powerful in this patch, since that didn't get changed. Unlike Rent and Fortify, we don't have upgraded perks here, even though they're pretty good, but we don't have enough points. Exploitation for more damage here. Again, active debuff. We have that at 24/7. Adrenaline Rush is amazing. With this, the best third skill would be to have Running Throw because that's a very short cooldown. And we could use this more often, basically. But this is extremely powerful, especially since our dodge is already 30 stamina. We have stamina on crit chance here. I run Keen Awareness on my ring. I run Champion's Ring. I'll show you in a second as well. And the crit chance here for melee attacks, ranged as well. Now, the second way to build Hatchet is to go with Persistent Hindrance, since the Defy Death got nerfed. So you could go for more damage here. It's for active debuff. You can have 4 debuffs at max, so 12% damage. Now we have already 2 debuffs from this one skill alone. And also the Runeglass Dot from the gem here also counts as debuff. So that's a 3rd debuff right here, non-stop. If you run Keely Jack on your other weapon or main weapon, that's another debuff. Boom, full cap for this passive right here. So you would want to go for these passives for throwing abilities as well. Upgrade Infected. Ditch a couple of these and go for the hindrance. Now for Sword and Shield, I am a big fan of reverse stab, unlike many people. They are to focus on the meta, which is Shield Rush, but of course this is good since the weekend on Shield Rush got buffed. But also you could even go with Defender's Resolve if you have the perk for this skill on Shield that gives you movement speed and more healing. Not bad either, but I like to live the life on the edge and be a bit more offensive here. Because we are medium, we are pretty tanky. So we are running with full shield bash, upgraded. We are running the more physical armor, and this right here is the damage absorption, unlike Fortify, because the Fortify is armor. This is armor as well, but this right here applies to absorption itself. So this is like, I believe 3 elemental aversions in one, something like that. Now here we got another divine. If you have divine on amulet, that's like 2 divines, and that is absolutely amazing for healing. I am running full shuriken heals, which also is affected by these 2 passives, which is Divine and this Recuperation. Heart Meal, regen, same story with potions. It's really coming in handy. So if you plan to use a potion, you have the window, you're free to use a potion, switch to SNS and use a heal pot in here or Heart Meal, because you'll have more effect. Same with dodging shuriken heals. You get stamina on a shield bash in here. You get Leadership for damage, obviously. Full Leaping Strike. Damage of Leaping Strike got nerfed, quite huge. Reverse Stab got Stagger removed, which is huge downgrade, I would say, but it's still extremely powerful because 175% weapon damage. If we run the Reverse Stab on the weapon as well, at R15, it's 190%. just from 2 sources, pretty much, right? If you, yeah, it's just crazy, right? It's crazy. You apply crit in the back as well, because we always use leap strike into shield bash. Obviously, we have to wait after leap strike because the target is not staggered long enough, so we can land shield bash. So leap strike, wait for dodge, shield bash them into reverse stab, huge damage. You also, I like it especially because of this passive right here, reduces the cooldown by 25%. So that applies for both of these. So you could, escape from or kite more often, or you could chase someone more often as well with this. Amazing. Now when it comes to gear, we are running indeed, and this is the Holy Trinity I would love to have on all my gear, but I sadly have only 2 pieces, which is the headpiece and a chest piece. It took me, a chest piece was pretty easy to craft, like 6 crafts, but headpiece was a pain. I did try 23 tries crafts, for pants, that didn't work out either, so I'm stuck with these 2. I spent like 400,000 gold. Yeah. So Shuriken heals, very powerful, especially on medium, especially when we dodge 24/7 because it doesn't cost that much stamina. A lot of people don't believe in that, but if anything, I can see Shuriken heals being buffed in the sense of the cooldown being lowered to 3 seconds, or even 4 seconds would be buffed. This is once per 5 seconds, but it's still good. Elemental Aversion because of this meta. Fire Staffs, Blunderbuss, whatever, mages overall. But it would still be good even if Fire Staff got nerfed. I would still stick to that because you would want to sack an Onyx in all armor. These 3 pieces here, I'm running the PvP versions from the PvP track. So light gloves and boots, they're the same. Shuriken heals, refreshing, resilient. I'm a huge fan of refreshing as well. The pants here are medium, so they have refreshing evasion. But what you 2 perk items, what you should get is definitely resilient and elemental aversion. If you don't have access to legendary gear, just LE aversion, resilient, that's your base. The 3rd perk should be either Shuriken heals or it could be refreshing. It is all up to you. I'm using a mix, but I would like to get at least pants the same like my headpiece or chest piece, but it is what it is. Now, I will let you on a little secret out here, alright? So, you can see flame conditioning. I got this shield in mutation before this patch, right? Now, what I noticed, if I proc flame conditioning on my sword and shield, and I weapon swap to hatchet, it still stays on the bar as a buff. It does not disappear, like most of the buffs and whatnot. So that's a huge help, and it's great. As you can see, I'm running 18% fire damage, but with the flame conditioning, nearly 24/7 uptime against mages. That's 22% right there, right? So I really recommend getting this on a shield. I didn't test it on the armor, so I'm not sure if it stays as well if you proc it on armor. But if anything, at least the shield here. Now, when it comes to gems, we would be running ideally all LE versions. So with gems, you want to run all Onyx and armor. On the jewelry, it depends how hard would Fire Staff hit you. If you have all 5 LE versions, I don't, I have only 2. So I'm rocking 3 rubies in jewelry. But with 5 LE versions, you'll probably go for like 7 Onyx and 1, I don't know, Opal or whatever. It is really up to you. So for you to see, also, I would say, well, I was about to say, some servers differ in PvP and OPR and have different builds, but that doesn't apply. Everyone is bow and fire staff. So full jewelry, we are running absolute must-have 2 perk is health and a stamp recovery. Get that, it's not that expensive. A 3rd one should be divine, or it's up to you. You could go with thrust or flame protection. It's optional. Ring, Champion's Ring, I love this one, gives you hardy. Yes, even a medium. Anything for stamina, get it, because stamina is the most important stat in this game. It revolves around dodging, which is an iframe, invincible frame. You're immune to stuns, damage, just everything, right? So the more stamina, the better. Invigorated punishment for more damage here. Some people don't like that because it counts as a debuff. I'm boosted, never mind. I'm talking about Shuriken Fortification, but we don't have that one. Yeah, if you were running Shuriken Fortification, then it's a buff, right? So Invigorated Punishment would be already having that one buff against the target, which is the Shuriken Fortification. So after the change, Shuriken Fort is even more on top of it, like being bad. Keen Awareness for the crit chance. We are running Vicious on the Hatchet, I will show in a second, but yes, crit and Vicious is still good for Hatchet after this patch, even after a change and nerf to crit damage. Our Earring is a 2-perker must-have, is Purifying and Refreshing Toast. And the 3rd one is optional, either Refreshing or Regenerating. Some people could think Nimble is good, but the Nimble is still bugged or is not noticeable at all. It doesn't really change anything. I know I just set everything to stamina, but Nimble is bad. So, the 2-perker for Ring should be Invigorated, and it's up to you if Keen Awareness as a offensive trait or hardy. You could also go with Slash instead of Keen Awareness. I also have that ring, but I like the crit. Now for the Hatchet, I'm running Attunement, Keenly Empowered, and Vicious. Your third perk could be, well, you could get even Keenly Jagged as your third perk, like I have on this Hatchet up top in here. You see? Attunement, Vicious, Jagged. You could even go with Rogue instead of Vicious or Penetrating Backstab, which should be better. I heard they might buff Fortification or Fortify itself, Shuriken Fortification. So if that's the case and people will run that, then Penetrating Backstab is much better. Which brings me to Berserker's Axe. This is the PvP track weapon with the Penetrating Backstab and Vicious, which is illegal to perk because they share the same row, but there is no attunement. But yeah, if people are on a Shuriken Fortification, this will be even better, but Berserker's Axe is very good to get. I did try Execute Gem on that weapon because this Opportunist is not affected by the Rune Glass. Every gem, a Rune Glass, like Opal as you can see, is 15% damage while your stamina is not full in the base gem, right? But if you get Rune Glass, it's lowered. But that does not apply to Emerald, aka Opportunist, right? So I tried it. Execute Gem, I might test it in this weapon as well, in this hatchet, but we'll see. Don't get Flame Attunement because people run you rubies, so there'll be less damage. But Abyssal, Arboreal, or god damn, what was the other one? I totally forgot. I'm spaced out. The third one. Anything besides Flame. And then our sword is Rogue, Reverse Step, Keenly Jagged. Our best one, there is one on the training post, which is a Reverse Step, Attunement, Penetrating Backstab for 50k. I might get it, not sure yet, but that will be like the best to have for most damage. But Rogue, Reverse Step, or Penetrating Backstab is the number 2. You do the 2-perker in my opinion. The damage for Reverse Step is amazing. It also transfers the debuff from yourself to the target. So if you're in 1vx situation, you get debuffed from one of the enemies and you can just transfer it on your current target, which is amazing, right? People are sleeping on this perk big time. You notice I don't have Leaping Strike perk for one reason. It applies for 3 seconds. Within those 3 seconds, you should be dealing damage. But if you Leap Strike, the targets always dodge, which, you know, takes like a second or so. And within those 2 seconds left, all you can do is just Shield Bash and then the debuff is gone. They're basically buffing your Shield Bash, which is not that great damage because they also nerfed it. I don't see that perk being good. This one has more value for sure. Almost one-tapped someone in Arena. It was a bow. I guess he had no constitution, but he had gear because, you know, it's scaling 600 as well. And goddamn, that was a like over 4,000 hit on him. That was crazy. So this is our sword. Gems for weapons is both Gambit, you know, Opal, or you can go with Emerald on the Hatchet. Here you can go Malachite, but it should be Arboreal with the nature damage, and then it should be Electrifying because no one is running resistance against these two. And also if you get 2 different runeless dots right there, they stack. If you have the same rune glasses, they don't stack, and you're basically losing on one dot, right? So very handy. When it comes to Rune Glass, I'm running Brutal Winds. I like the Rend and Weaken as well. I told you about Weaken, very powerful this patch. Rend, reducing targets, armor, also pretty good. The stamina reduction for 5 seconds is kind of whatever, because our dodge is, you know, costs almost nothing, especially if you can trigger Adrenaline Rush. But what I like to do is Leap Strike into Shield Bash and then Brutal Winds and then Reverse Stab, because they either panic dodge in the roots, which means they have no stamina once they're out of root, which is a free kill, or they just, you know, take all the damage. Also better. Your other runes could be the classic Stalwart Stoneform, which heals you and dispels all the CC. You're immune to CC as well. It's probably the most broken heart rune. This one should have never made it to the game, but that's whatever. I also tried Brutal Stoneform here. I mean, sorry, Brutal Firestorm. And I thought it's gonna be good. It applies Weaken as well. But yeah, I tried the first version here that cleanses your dots. Sure, could be good against mages. Not bad. But the traveling is so slow for this rune, it will probably never hit a target. And with this one, it's faster, the traveling, so this one is not that bad. But I still don't see this one as too strong. I thought it's gonna be stronger, and I was disappointed. Now, in one of the clips after I'm done with this build, you will see I'm using this cannon. So you can use also cannon, very good too. I used it before in the stagger from leaping from reverse stab, but that one is gone. So you could do like, you know, leaping strike, shield bash into cannon. But again, I like the route more, much more. It's also AoE if you happen to be one of Xing. You can also go with detonate, the classic, the meta damage, but that's too boring. Let's be honest here. This one, you know, gives you some style points. You could even try with Ascent, Dark Ascent. I might try it too. Good stagger, good heal. But the only problem is once you're in the air, still anyone can kill you, damage you, give a CC on you as well. So, not that huge. Pile bomb, not too bad either. Used to be good before patch, when fortify was strong and healers were unkillable. Now you don't really need it. This one is probably, I like the exhaust. That's pretty good. Like if you can run, you can totally run infected throw perk on armor or weapon and stack with bile bomb. That could go pretty hard. Not gonna lie. Consumables. Yo, so we got the classic potions here, regen potion as well, healing potion. Now your consumable for damage reduction should be gemstone dust or oak flash. This does say absorption, but it does not affect absorption. This got changed. It increases armor, but they just forgot to update the tooltip, so it's not as powerful. That's why it's cheap. Most people don't even use it right now, but it's still good, especially medium if you have like armor here. So get this or oak flash against melee builds, physical, right here. On the fourth one should be hardy meal. Once again, we're running the double divine, so this is very good heal as well. If you go behind LOS and use this, we got a classic honing stone for damage. We got the stat food here, carrot cake, which is pretty cheap, strength and constitution. You could even go with turkey here if it's cheaper. I haven't checked in a while. Now another good consumable is I still see so many people don't know about this one. The Desert Sunrise reduces the duration of dots by almost 18% for 40 minutes. Amazing against bleed builds, fire staffs, just all the dots, right? And there you go. That's everything when it comes to gear. I also wanted to touch on the chest piece. You might see it's elemental based. It was not on purpose. You should probably go, if anything, for more physical or a balance. Balance will be better, the safer side, because in the future metas, when they buff or nerf anything, the meta will change. Go with the classic, balance, both the same. But I had to craft this one for the drip, because this chest piece is definitely on top, baby. And I liked all the berserker looks, so I had to craft the headpiece as well. Yeah, gotta go in with style, with some drip. Also, very good quality of life is the bags here that give you lasting consumption. Food, honing stones, and ward potions last longer. Very good. It saves you money in the long run because honing stones pretty expensive. Food sometimes too. It can stack up all three as well. Amazing. When it comes to combos, like I said, it will be, I'll tell you right now, it will be leaping strike, waiting for a dodge on the target. We go shield bash into reverse stab. And before reverse stab, you want to dodge to proc the opal on the weapon. Or once again, you could go with the Malachi to be on the safer side. I might go that as well. And then execute in Hatchet. Once we use reverse stab, we swap to Hatchet and press Berserk and left click at the same time. That means Berserk animation will be cancelled. And that will save you a lot of time, which will result in one free hit most of the times. There are a couple of ways to cancel Berserk as well animation. I will show in the right upper corner right here. I have a video on it as well. It still works the same. But what you want to do is dodge into Berserk and left click at the same time, like this. You could also cancel the Berserk with a melee ability like Feral Rush or Raging Torrent. I don't use either of those because this Feral Rush locks you too long in animation. You can get punished. It's not too bad though, even after the nerf on the first hit, the stagger is good. Not too bad. Root here as well, ain't too crazy, but it's really good. If you know you have time to hit this, but in OPR, if you're in a 1v1 situation, you get punished too quickly for it. A Raging Torrent could be good against the haste here, with the haste here, with the movement speed, but also for damage too. People don't expect anyone to run this skill, so they're most likely to take all the hits. But I like the throws. As you can see in a couple of the clips in a second, I got a lot of Kobe's, baby. I got a lot of Kobe's. But I will show you what the combination is. Leaping strike into shield bash, into reverse stab, going behind the back. Animation against a berserk. 1, 2, 3, dodge, 1, 2, 3. and dodge again. We do not want to go for the 4th attack with Hatchet because that's a bit of a longer animation. We want to apply Infected Throw, which also deals pretty good damage, but we want to apply it for the debuffs. Once again, you could run the Infected Throw perk on gear or weapon. The stamina regen is pretty good too on the enemies. And yeah, I would like to thank you all for watching. I'll show you some of the PvP clips right now, but a shout out to my boy Dirty Dan, the first Patreon member as well, and to my members on YouTube as well. Speedy, Diplonicus, and Hive. Appreciate it, boys. And y'all take it easy, and until then, enjoy the footage. Bye-bye. And drop down. Okay, this big dog. Got it, coach. Hey guy got comboed through the roof, through every roof. Don't die, don't die, don't die, don't die, don't die. 3 seconds for a heal pod. Easy. Is that a healer with a pocket healer? That's a healer with a pocket healer, yes. I agree with you. Because I love this combat, right? We're back at the topic with combat. Did he get healed by that? He almost got clapped though, man. Like, god damn. No, I will get clapped. No, I'm kidding. I'm killing them both. Come here. He's dead. Got him, coach. The Mage Slayer won't work. Still got him, boys. Even through a healer. Let's go. I know he's a little musket, but no stamina, he's dead. Hello, tracking? Can he work? Bro. Horned. My guy got horned. He's dead. Kobe. That was a good Kobe, man. God damn. Oh, that's awkward. What do we do? The goose stuck. Died, man. His heal is so weak. Fucking wolf, man. Oh my god. I'm gonna destroy these guys. Destroy this dude. He's getting the horn. Easy. Crazy.
I shall speed up these proceedings.
Let's get him, baby. Let's get him.
It's not over until I say so!
Sorry, Jiggy. I thought I underestimated the situation. I had no stam. Fucked up. I fucked up. Big time. Kobe. But you're gonna down the minutes already?
2 hours later.
That's what I'm talking about! That's why he's killing me! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
GG, boys. GG. What is he? What? Boy, what are you doing? What? Question mark. What was that? This slow. That really got me. Yeah. No. Chicken heels on top, man. I'm telling you, chicken heels on top. Blah. He dodged it. Professional, man. -2. No mage left. No one coming in the back. Take this. Cleanse the dots from him. Easy. That's lame, bro. That's lame. You're a beast, man. Thanks, Wolf, dude. Thank you. Chicken heels on top. Stare at perk. #1.